Hey guys, today I'm really excited to talk to you about Alien Romulus, which comes to theaters this Friday on August 16th. And I've got to tell you, I had a lot of fun with this movie. I love that it feels like a long lost movie of the 1980s. It really has that vibe, and obviously the practical effects really truly help you feel like you're back in that day, but it's also like the looks of the computers and the keyboards that you see around, and even like the graininess of certain shots. It really truly makes you feel like you're back here with the original Alien films, and I absolutely love that about this movie. Now, I have to say, I did feel like it is a slow start. It felt like it was taking a while to get to where I wanted it to get. Now, I do think part of that has to be because I was able to see about 10 minutes of footage. There was this event for press months ago where I saw about 10 minutes of footage, and it was a suspenseful moment. And I think I was kind of waiting to get to that point. I thought that was maybe going to be at the beginning of the movie, and it wasn't. So I was kind of on edge, like, when are we going to get into it? You know, I knew what was coming, and I was eager for it and ready for it. So that may be a different feeling that other people get at the beginning of the movie. They may not be as intensely waiting for what is to come. You know what I mean? But what I do love about the beginning of this movie, the beginning of the first act, is that we get a lot of character development, and you learn about these characters and their relationships. I mean, these are all new characters to the franchise, so it's extremely important to understand who they are and their relationships with one another's, and to kind of get to know them before, you know, they end up on this derelict space station just trying to find some cryo chambers so they can get away from the horrible life that they know. And yeah, they obviously were not expecting there to be a whole lot of face huggers and xenomorphs on this space station. Things get crazy, things get intense, and I was here for it. There's blood and gore, but it's not there to be over the top. It only is there when it actually fits the story, and it's done really, really well. Like I said, it's a lot of practical effects in here, which I love and appreciate. And the practical effects work so well in this movie that sometimes you see CGI and you are like, oh, like you notice that it's CGI. It doesn't work as well. I'm not saying it's bad. There is one thing that I can't really get into because I don't want to ruin it for you, but it is pretty bad. But it's still entertaining and exciting in terms of the story, but it doesn't look great. But I will say that it kind of makes the CGI stick out, right? If that makes sense. You're like, oh man, there's certain things I wish they had gone practical on that, because you can tell that it's CGI and the practical was working so well. There's, of course, some beautiful, stunning space shots as well. Listen, we're in space. It's beautiful. The sound design is insane. It's so good. There's some moments of like absolute silence that lead up to jump scares, of course, and it's all done really, really well. The suspense is there. It's intense. The tension is crazy. I was literally on the edge of my seat from about 20 minutes in when things started to get really crazy, all the way through the end. Now, I will say what I think is going to be divisive about this movie, about Alien Romulus, is the third act. Because the third act goes completely off the wall bonkers, right? And people are either going to love it or hate it. I'll tell you what, it's going to haunt my nightmares. I loved it. I was having a blast. But I know that for some people, it just doesn't work. So that's really where the movie is going to kind of fall apart for some people, I think. And then that's also where it's going to go over the top into like, this was an incredible film for some other people. I don't think anyone's going to be like, meh. I think either way, you're going to have a strong reaction, whether you love it or hate it. I personally loved it. Well, I have a love-hate relationship with it because, like I said, it's going to haunt my nightmares for months to come. But I'm very happy with what they did. This very much feels like, you know, it pays perfect homage to the homage, I guess you should say, to the original Alien and Aliens films. I mean, it's so good. Like I said, feels like a movie of old. Feels like we found it stuck in a bin somewhere and it was like, hey, let's release this. I think the characters are great. I absolutely love Rain and Andy's relationship through this. I don't want to say too much, but you'll know what I'm talking about when you watch it. I think they're really kind of the heart and soul of this movie, and I dig the ups and downs of the journey they go on, and that is what I will say about that. Because I don't want to get too much into it, and I don't want to ruin anything for you. But listen, Sound design, amazing. It's intense. It's scary. It's terrifying at times. The face huggers, like when you see a horde of face huggers skittering around, it's scary. It's crazy. The xenomorphs look insane. The third act is bonkers. There was a lot to love about this movie. Some things to not love, but a lot to love. I had a blast with it. I had so much fun. So you guys let me know if you're excited for Alien Romulus down below in the comments. If by the time you got to this review, you've already seen it, let me know what you thought. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you guys can check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks. I'll see you next time.